We would be honored if you would join us.
There has been an awakening. Have you felt it? Julian, we're home.
Hey guys, this is the Force Talk podcast. We're here to talk about everything in a galaxy far, far away. My name is Trey Mitchell. You guys can follow me on Twitter at the Treynator, and I'm here with my very special co-host Josh. So Josh, what's going on?
Hey, what's up? How many days do we have? 5 days left until we see Force Awakens?
5 days. Yeah.
I know. It just hit me like last week when we were like 10 days away. It hit me and I was like, "Oh my god, we have 10 days." I'm so happy.
I feel like at the end of the show, after we do our character speculation, which is going to be very interesting today, so guys, stick around. We should just kind of talk about our feelings about what's happened like the last year and everything. Kind of like Jedi Council did, you know?
Yeah.
Okay, so if you guys don't know what this podcast is, we always start out with Star Wars news. We do Star Wars news from the movies. We do books, comic books, TV shows, everything like that. So today we're going to start off with the Force Awakens IMAX featurette. And this featurette was specifically for IMAX theaters. And Josh, what did you think of it?
I thought it was a great featurette. I thought it's interesting, like what they're doing. Like IMAX is going to be so cool for this movie, and I love how they filmed on IMAX cameras. I'm pretty sure those were IMAX cameras, right?
Are you seeing it in IMAX?
On the second night. I'm seeing it Friday night in IMAX.
AMC's version of IMAX. It's like ATX or something.
Yeah. I'm seeing it the second night. I'm seeing it IMAX. I can't wait. I'm so excited for this movie. IMAX 3D the second night. First night's going to be RPX.
Yeah. Here, I'm actually just going to go ahead and play that featurette so our listeners can hear it.
I'm a huge fan of what IMAX is about. I wanted to shoot this one sequence in the format to have a movie, even one sequence of it shot using those cameras. You feel it, and it ends up being that much more fun to watch.
It's really amazing and innovative. Because I remember asking our DP how it works, because obviously IMAX is the bigger thing, so it was cool shooting on IMAX cameras.
I just remember being on set where you see Finn just in the desert. That was the first time I saw the IMAX cameras up front. And when I saw that logo on the camera, I was just like, oh, yes.
It's true. All of it.
For fans of Star Wars, they'll get to experience a sequence in a way that they haven't before.
JJ and the whole team are so invested on making this a fulfilling experience.
The Force, it's calling to you. Just let it in.
I think everybody felt very immersed in a very real world, and I think that will translate to the audience.
Nothing will stand in our way. I will finish what you started.
The scale of it is so big and the sound is so great. It just makes it more immersive.
IMAX really is a powerful engine for storytelling.
Everything's going to be bigger and more beautiful. You get dropped right into the middle of it. That feeling of going to the movies and having a fully immersive, powerful, high-quality presentation of the film, it's something that is more valuable than ever. And I think that IMAX stands for that. And when you go to see a movie in that format, you know you're going to get something that is the best version of going out to the movie.
Alright, so that was the IMAX featurette. I know you guys obviously couldn't see the video because we can't put it in for copyright purchases or copyright reasons, but Josh, just overall thoughts on that. I know I already asked you, but
Yeah, it's great to hear what they have to say, and it just makes me more excited. I can't wait to see this movie, especially in IMAX. Will be cool.
yeah. Like I said, I'm seeing it in like this weird AMC version of IMAX because the theater I'm going to, oddly enough, doesn't do IMAX, even though it's AMC. But then I'm going to see it at my favorite theater, which is like one of like the top 20 in the nation, but it's not assigned seating, so I obviously can't wait hours before in line for the movie when I have finals the next morning. So.
Well, you're lucky. I don't have assigned seating Thursday night, so I'm gonna be there. Gonna be at the theater at the earliest. I'll be there like 5 o'clock, and my show is 7.
I almost wish I had that. Like, I would rather do that than kind of assigned seating, just because it's such an experience. Like,
I did that for the Avengers, and it was horrible.
Really?
Yeah, like it was. Like I did that and it was Friday night. It wasn't even Thursday night for the Avengers. For the first one, they made us wait in a line in front of the theater, and it was cool and all. I was like, okay, well, we're getting in the movie, but it was annoying. It was like I didn't want to wait there. I didn't want to do that. I wanted to just sit in my seat, have my assigned seats and everything.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it is nice. Yeah, so I thought that feature was kind of cool. I'm glad they didn't show any more footage, just because we're so close. I'm really looking forward to Collider's review. Not review, just thoughts on the movie.
They can't embargo. They can't embargo world premieres.
I know, but it's embargoed, but they can still like do like the reaction, can't they?
Well, world premieres are never allowed to be embargoed, so they're allowed videos. They're allowed to do a video if they want to.
Oh, okay. I got you. So yeah, and then if you guys didn't know, the Force Awakens world premiere is gonna be at the Chinese Theater in Los Angeles, California, at 7 o'clock.
Yeah, 7 their time,
7
like
Western time, so like 10 Eastern time, and they're actually gonna live stream the whole event on StarWars.com and the Star Wars YouTube page. I think that starts at 4:30 my time, 5:30, so 7:30. I think it starts at 7:30 Eastern, and that's gonna be really, really cool. And then if you guys are on Periscope, you should download Periscope. You can follow Christian Harloff, Mark Ellis, John Campy on Periscope. They're gonna be doing a lot of stuff from there. So it's all sponsored by Verizon, by the way. And that's just a really cool way to get the fans involved. I would be at the Chinese Theater. I'd be one of those people who camped out for days at the Chinese Theater if I could.
Oh no, I wouldn't do that.
Just because that's such an experience. And I watched this guy's video, like he was camping there, and like you don't have to stay there the whole time. All you have to do is be there for like half an hour a day, and your seat gets saved.
Oh yeah, that's cool. If you do that,
I do that. These damn finals just had to come out at the time anyways. Okay, so yeah, let us know what you guys thought of anything we talk about, particularly this IMAX featurette. When are you guys seeing it? Where are you seeing it? What are your thoughts about the movie going into it? And I want to know your guys' thoughts about it afterwards. So be sure to tweet us. I'm at the trader. Josh, your handle is Josh_7520.
No, it's just Joshua7520.
Joshua7520. Okay. And then Tanner Wood might be joining us, but his Wi-Fi is actually trying to make the Kessel run in less than parsecs and is not doing it very well. So might be joining us later, but he might not. So our next news is actually, Josh, something I just found out. It's not in the show notes. So Steven Spielberg told CBS Newsmax 60 Minutes that when producer Kathleen Kennedy was looking for a director for Star Wars: The Force Awakens, she happened to speak to him. Spielberg, who worked with Kennedy on E.T., The Extraterrestrial, Jurassic Park, and other films, told her, "Kathy, there's only one director that really should undertake this daunting, epic task, and that's J.J. Abrams." So Steven Spielberg recommended J.J. Abrams for The Force Awakens. Those two worked on one of my top 10 movies ever. My favorite, one of my favorites is called Super 8. I adore that movie. I love Super 8. And they both worked on that, and then I know they worked on a few other things. Spielberg was a producer on Super 8, but they are close, and it's nice to see Steven Spielberg nominate J.J. Abrams for this role. Yeah, this is a huge role and a huge movie. And I remember I watched Schmoes Knows initial video of right after they heard that episode 7 was coming out, and Christian even said J.J. Abrams, and I'm like,
that's what I said.
That's kind of, I don't remember it, just because I wasn't that big into Star Wars then, because there was nothing for me to watch. Really.
I wasn't as big as I am now, but I was still big in the Star Wars.
Yeah. But anyways, what are your thoughts on Steven Spielberg recommending J.J. Abrams for The Force Awakens.
That's great. That's awesome. Steven Spielberg's always great, and they have worked together. They're good. They're good together. Like he has seen how they've worked together on Super 8, which I think is an awful movie.
What?
I hate Super 8. I really hate
this
Super 8.
podcast is over.
Yeah, I really don't like Super 8. I think it's just a really bad movie. But I love the directing of the movie. I think J.J. Abrams still does great directing. I just don't think the writing's all there and the movie's there. But
okay, stop! You're hurting me.
But I could tell the relationship between Steven Spielberg and J.J.'s there, and I can't wait for them. I'm so happy that he recommended J.J. because J.J. is the perfect guy to do this.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So our next little bit of information is Tuesday the 25th at 7:00 Eastern Time on ESPN. SportsCenter is featuring this. So there's a SportsCenter featured that is called "The Evolution of the Lightsaber Duel," hosted by Mark Hamill, and it is on, like I said, it's on ESPN December 15th at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. And John Boyega's training is going to be on there. There's a lot of stuff with the lightsabers. ESPN officially said examining the sport and athleticism behind the choreography and training utilized in making the Star Wars lightsaber duels, Star Wars Evolution of the Lightsaber, hosted by Mark Hamill, will air Tuesday, December 15th at 7 p.m. Eastern Time on ESPN. This documentary will proceed the Friday, December 18th, launch of the Star Wars The Force Awakens. So I think this is going to be really, really cool. I have this recorded already because, I'm a big sports fan, and it'll be really cool to see the kind of the choreography, not the prequel choreography.
Your daughter we love.
Sorry.
Yes!
What was
Phone
that?
Sorry about that.
That's okay. I was confused. So it's cool to see the choreography behind the evolution. Even like the prequel choreography, there was a lot of work that went into that. They just didn't necessarily approach it the right way. But yeah, it was. I mean, I'm really looking forward to seeing that. Did you know about that before I said that, Josh? Or
No, I had no idea about that. So wait, is it training from the movie?
It's like the evolution of the lightsaber battles, and I know John Boyega's training in the movie is going to be in there.
Him actually on the movie, or is it going to be like a behind the scenes thing?
No, it's not him. It's not like a clip or anything. It's just like him going through like the process of trying to
Yeah, that's what I thought you were talking. So when is it?
It's Tuesday, the 15th. So it's on Tuesday, and it's at 7:00 Eastern.
All right, I'm gonna record that right now.
All right, and then in the meantime, the J.J. Abrams and the fantastic composer John Williams actually discussed The Force Awakens, and you get your first little tidbit of the score of The Force Awakens. And I'm gonna play that video right now.
Star Wars Episode 7 opens the Friday before Christmas, and that gave Bill Whitaker of 60 Minutes a chance to talk to a man who has one of the coolest jobs in the galaxy.
6 weeks before the premiere, we dropped in on a Hollywood scoring session for The Force Awakens. Composer John Williams, who won an Academy Award for the first Star Wars film, was back, along with the iconic refrain he wrote 38 years ago. Take a look behind Williams. That's not some awestruck groupie. That's the movie's director, J.J. Abrams.
I saw you up here with your video camera taking...
Oh,
well, this is like momentous. John Williams conducting his Star Wars music. I mean, as a fan, I can't even believe I got to be here.
Abrams saw Star Wars when he was 11 and never outgrew his passion for the film. On this day, when he wasn't in the middle of the orchestra filming on his phone, he was racing around the soundstage. Hear the fan.
You think it could work? Let me just think.
Yeah.
It's incredible.
They're the director.
We may need to make the... We might need to repeat those bars just because it might be a little bit longer before we get into the interior of the transport.
I see you running around. I mean, you're very...
Really? I felt so calm today.
Yeah?
Really? This is me? Oh, God.
This is you calm?
Yeah.
Is it intimidating in any way?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it's, there are moments of just abject terror as to what we're all taking on.
You can see Bill Whitaker's interview with J.J. Abrams this Sunday on 60 Minutes.
So that was really cool. We get our first little taste of the Force Awakens sound of the score, which I'm so excited for. I don't know about you, Josh, but I have to drive my sister to school every day because we go to the same school, high school, and I'm in charge of the music. So for the last week, I've made us listen to the Star Wars music every day driving to school, and she hates it. I don't give a crap because it's my preparation for the Force Awakens. And that is, and then when the new score comes out, I'm gonna be bumping that from January till March, till April, till I'm 85. And I feel like we heard part of, like, not to read too much into this, but there's a little bit of dialogue, and JJ was like, I feel like we need to make this a little longer because I don't know if the Imperial transport's going to get there already. So I think we heard some kind of Imperial theme, and then probably just some kind of, like, chase scene.
Well, yeah, of course we're going to have that stuff. That we've seen it in, like, the trailers and stuff.
Yeah.
Like, there's going to be, like, a new Imperial March kind of song, or probably something like that.
J.C. Penney liked your tweet. Well, that's cool.
What, Force Talk podcast? Or?
No, last night, so there's this guy named Brian. He's weird. He's awesome, though. And I tweeted, because he said he didn't know what he's going to wear to the Force Awakens, and I tweeted in my shirt. I think you know what shirt I'm talking about, Josh. That Kylo Ren one. And I was like, I'm telling you, man, JCPenney has all the best stuff.
Oh, okay.
I guess they favorited it, so not to brag or anything, but just kidding.
Yeah, JCPenney liked my tweet.
Yeah, so I'm kind of a big deal.
Yep.
I remember once I was, like, talking about Kohl's. I was like, Kohl's is the best stuff, and they, like, retweeted me, and they were like, thanks. What items in particular? And I'm like, Batman shit. Okay.
Best Buy favorited me and said, thanks for buying our product.
Yeah. Okay. So our next piece of information comes from, let's see. I forget who posted this, but I think it's the costume designer of The Force Awakens, and he posted a picture with almost all the props. And if you look very closely to the left, there's a droid. You see Daisy Ridley just stuck there.
I don't see that. Oh. That's creepy.
Yeah.
That's really creepy.
Yeah. I love Daisy, though. And then in the back, some people think
you see Nenup's head?
Yeah.
Darth Vader's helmet?
Darth Vader's helmet's the coolest thing for me. And then that giant guy who's, like, laid back, I thought that was an actual person in there.
No, but that's huge.
Yeah. I mean, it's cool that this is all real. If you look, do you see the really big guy with, like, his arm out?
Yeah.
You see his 2 legs?
Yeah.
Look directly under it, and it looks like that's the initial product or the initial concept for Maz Kanata. The gray.
Yeah, it does.
And then if you look all the way back, there's some sketchings on the board, and there's a creature that's, like, right in front of it, and it looks a little bit like Snoke.
Oh, I don't see a Snoke, but I see him.
I don't know. Who knows? We'll talk more in 5 days, guys.
Yeah.
So I mean, this is obviously just a picture. We can't say a lot about it, but what are your thoughts on this?
Oh, it looks great. I love these behind the scenes looks.
Yeah. Me too. I think it looks really cool. Especially just the I mean when you're seeing The Force Awakens, there's something to be said for knowing that there's actually someone in that costume, rather than, well, I know there's a lot of people who like the prequels, but you're wrong.
No.
Everything was CGI. I mean, not everything was CGI. Phantom Menace did good, but there was every single clone trooper was fake. There was not one person in a clone. I mean, like, what's the point of that?
Money.
Well, I mean, it would cost more money to animate it.
No, not really, because it didn't look that good.
Well, alright.
It looked like really bad animation, so it didn't cost that much. Like, it cost a lot less.
Plus, there were so many of them.
Yeah, but it would. A lot of people would rather like. There's a lot more. I think a lot more people would want. I think it costs more money to give more people money.
Well,
than,
I don't even think you'd have to give people money. Like, I know I'd do it for free.
Oh, I would do it for free too, but.
Yeah. So, anyways, it's a cool picture. It looks like there's like kind of like a Bothan down there.
Yeah, it's a cool picture.
And then, while in Mexico promoting The Force Awakens, Kathleen Kennedy revealed that 2 actors will be in The Force Awakens. So we're going to talk about this for 45 seconds starting now. The 2 actors are Oscar Isaac and John Boyega, correct?
I think it was. I thought it was Maz Kanata, Lupita. Was the
it?
2. I thought it was Oscar Isaac and and Lupita. And then we also know that. Captain Phasma, Gwendolyn
Christie, and John Boyega. She said John Boyega too. So Kathleen Kennedy needs to.
And then there's one more I think she said, but I can't remember.
Probably Daisy Ridley.
Yeah, because I know they said there was like 5 people that they officially announced, or not officially announced, but you know what I mean.
Yeah. There's not a lot to say about that. Josh, do you want me to play the Force Awakens international trailer or no?
Is there dialogue?
Yeah. The only dialogue is that scene I told you from the Falcon.
Yeah, just play it. It's fine. Whatever.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I just don't want to see it.
Okay. So, my favorite trailer of all that has come out yet, the Force Awakens international trailer number 2 has come out, and boy, oh boy, is it awesome. So we're going to take a quick listen to it. Hopefully there's not an ad. Oh, there is an ad, so give me about 5 more seconds.
I hate ads.
Yep. Alright.
I'll show them the power of the darkness. No one will stand in our way. I will finish what you started.
Where do you come from? Classified, really? Me too.
We can't outrun them!
We might!
We need a pilot!
We've got one!
Come on, baby, don't let me down. Take my lead.
We will crush the resistance once and for all.
We must face them. Fight them.
All of us.
Get ready!
For what?
Oh, I love that trailer to death. But just a few things. There's a shot of Han in a particular spaceship that we know. And that shot of Kylo Ren and Finn with the lightsaber, it actually shows them hitting the lightsaber, but that's it. And that's
I saw screenshots from the trailer.
Yeah.
A few, but not all of them.
Yeah. And then I doubt anyone else notices, but Josh, do you know that shot where Rey is looking up at that ship leaving Jakku?
Yeah, who do you think that is?
Well, hold on. I noticed a little bit of editing done there. There was a bit of a they changed the color of the sky just a little bit. They made it more of a sunset look.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Just at least in that trailer, it was more of a sunset look than a blue sky.
I mean, it'll be interesting to see in the actual movie, because like there's a lot of editing in the trailers.
Yeah.
So, like from trailer to movie.
Yeah.
Like like the CGI in the X-Men Apocalypse trailer looked awful, and
Oh God!
it'll look good in this.
Don't even get me started. That X-Men Apocalypse trailer.
Like that sky. Oh my God.
Yeah, but I mean, this is my favorite trailer yet. I think it was awesome. Oh, I loved it. But I know a lot of you guys haven't seen it, so I don't want to keep going on about it. So our next topic is actually from Greg Grunberg, whose character, he posted a picture of his character, his toy, on Twitter, and he said, "My Snap Wexley Star Wars action figure is going to sell out because I'm buying them all." And Josh, did you finish Aftermath?
Yeah, I finished Aftermath, but it wasn't fun.
Yeah, so a little bit of spoilers for Aftermath. Who was Wexley? Because I don't remember.
Well, Wesley was like this one character. I don't really remember that much either because I haven't really remembered. But I think Wesley was one of the main characters, or I think that was his last name was Wesley, and it was one of the main characters. And I think there was one scene where he was talking to his son, and a lot of people are saying the son is Greg Gunberg's character.
Maybe. Honestly, I don't even go like that's not really cool to me at all. Like
I think it's cool.
Really
I think it's cool, like little like hints in the books and stuff. Like even though it was just a small scene, I think that's pretty cool.
Yeah, maybe.
Like it's nothing big, but it's just something that's like, oh, cool. Like look at that. That's awesome.
Yeah, I understand that. I mean, Greg Grunberg, sorry for that, has been friends with J.J. Abrams for a really long time, so it's cool to see.
I love Greg Grunberg.
Yeah, he's cool. He was cool, and he's good in Heroes.
But, yeah, I love Heroes, and I think this first season of Heroes is amazing,
and that's all I watched of Heroes.
And you loved it, probably,
yeah,
right?
I don't want to not love it, so I don't want to watch anything else.
Yeah, exactly, and Greg Gunberg is so good in Heroes. He's just such an amazing character, and then he's back in Heroes Reborn, and he's pretty good in there. Kind of takes a darker turn, but he's pretty cool. So
Spoilers.
He's a good actor.
Just kidding. Yeah. So, shout out to you, Greg, because I know you always listen to our podcast. JK. So.
Hopefully. That'd be cool.
Our next.
Get him on the podcast.
Yeah. We're gonna get you on, Greg. Promise that. So
I feel like we're just asking Heroes questions if he's on, because I've been like a huge Heroes fan.
No, I didn't ask him anything about Heroes.
That's what I would just do, like asking Heroes. Yes. Like he's only a small role in Star Wars, so I just start asking Heroes questions.
Well, then you better start your own Heroes podcast.
Yeah.
So People's Magazine on Supreme Leader Snoke, they said even though Snoke is a CGI character, Supreme Leader Snoke, cinematographer Daniel Mindell shot on set with Serkis and Adam Driver as Kylo Ren. It's not a complete green screen environment, Mindell said. Therefore, we have atmosphere. We have texture that we're putting Snoke into. That is physical. Sometimes, from outside, it would seem absurd to just walk in and look at how we do that. On the other hand, there is a great amount of method into it. In that particular theme, we have Andy Serkis interacting with Adam. Andy himself brought a massive amount to the scene. So we actually... Oh wait, it keeps going on. Also, People magazine revealed an interesting fact about Snoke. Has the costume designed by Michael Kaplan, although he is a CG character. To further make Snoke blend in with the actual actors on sets, costume designer Michael Kaplan created an outfit for Snoke and fellow CGI character Maz Kanata. Even though they were to be CGI, they were initial costume sketches, and the actual costumes were built, Kaplan says. It has helped the CGI technicians realize their final effect when they know precisely how the fabrics will move. They also mention that Snoke is really ugly, something we've heard before, or at least that's likely what the audience will think. Serkis only will say he has a very distinct idiosyncratic bone and facial structure. So, Snoke, he's in the movie. He's gonna be Jason Todd. Just kidding.
Yep.
I mean, like, I'm so pumped to see what Snoke looks like. Like, absurdly am pumped for a character we know nothing about, just because of the theories that we fans have put out there. And like Christian said, I mean, at first, if he's not Darth Plagueis, I will be a little disappointed at first, just because there's a lot of evidence. But if they make it a cool character, I don't care.
I'm not gonna be disappointed if he's like everyone.
He's a good character. I'll be fine.
Like, I want him to be Plagueis. If he's not Plagueis, then I'm still okay with that. He's gonna be an awesome character.
Oh, I think he will be okay with that.
Andy Serkis is such a great actor, and just like just having him in the Star Wars universe is just fantastic. And what's cool is Mark Riley from the Schmoes or Far Far Away Geek Nation. If you guys have heard of him, they did a Star Wars fantasy draft on Schmoes on the Schmoes podcast,
right?
And he picked Andy Serkis, or I think it was him or Christian, because I know they both won. I think Christian had Donald Gleason, and he had Andy Serkis. No, Christian traded him for Andy Serkis. But yeah, so one of them had Andy Serkis, and it's cool they called that because Andy Serkis is such a great actor. So excited he's in the Star Wars universe. I don't care what he's playing. I'm just excited.
Yeah. Andy Serkis is one of my favorite in the business. Wow, this I'm looking at Twitter. Star Wars shirt gets banned at school because it shows a weapon.
I know, I saw that earlier.
What the hell? Man, white people.
Ridiculous.
Yeah. But yeah, Snoke is gonna be completely awesome. I'm really, really looking forward to seeing the interaction between him and Kylo Ren and what that's like.
Yep.
It's gonna be awesome. So we'll be the first to report it definitely after we see it, because I'm seeing it 3 times in 26 hours, baby. Actually, wait, see 3 times.
No, in 24 hours.
24 and a half hours actually. I'm seeing it at 7:30 Thursday night, and then I'm seeing it at 8 Friday night.
I'm seeing it twice in 24 hours. I'm not seeing it 3 times in 24. I would love to see it 3 times, but no, twice.
Yeah. People are like I told you, it's kind of like an outcast being a nerd in Colorado, because everyone thinks you're a freak. Like, people think I'm a complete loser for seeing Star Wars 3 times, and I'm like, I don't give a crap, because my enjoyment when seeing Star Wars is more than you're gonna have in your entire life. So
here in Florida, it's awesome to be seeing Star Wars.
Yeah, that's why I'm gonna go to college
almost
there. Hopefully.
Everyone in my class is seeing Star Wars, and most of them are seeing it more than once.
Yeah, people think I'm weird for seeing it more than once. That's why the only 2 schools I've applied to so far are San Diego State, the home of the Comic-Con, and Tampa, the home of the hot chicks. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to college. So our next piece of info is a photo, one of those character pictures of BB-8, and they actually released a Poe one too. I don't think we have that in here, but we can talk about that one too. But
I thought we did that last week. That's the only reason I didn't.
No, because that one came out like Wednesday.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But yeah. So we've seen this shot in many trailers. It's just that little peek of BB-8 sticking his head out from the side of the wall, looking like it's trying to peek at something. And not to go on this poster, but I know that there's been a lot of reports like whether BB-8 is a guy or female, and someone actually asked J.J. Abrams that, and J.J. Abrams was saying, well, I never really thought of him like as a guy or female. I've just called BB-8 he, because if you don't know that, he said like he hasn't, quote, like gotten under there and seen what's going on, so he's just called BB-8 he because you have to refer to it as something. So droids are sexless, guys. Let's just go at that.
Exactly, they are.
Because C-3PO is pretty feminine, if you look at him. But,
yep.
So yeah, where would you rank this in your posters? So we got,
I don't know.
We got Leia, Han, Finn, Rey, Kylo Ren, Poe.
I would say my number one was probably probably Han is the best one. Or actually, no, Kylo Ren was my favorite. Then Han, then Leia, probably Leia, Rey, Finn. Actually, no, BB-8, Finn, then Poe.
Mine is Han, Finn, Rey, Leia, Poe, BB-8.
Yeah.
I think Finn's is awesome. He's actually the background on my iPad. It looks so cool.
I like Poe, BB-8's background just in the Falcon. Looks cool.
Yeah. So our next piece of news is like one of the coolest things that came out of the week. We have a bunch of pictures that were released. I don't even know where they're from, but we got 6 pictures from the Force Awakens. We got one of Rey sitting underneath 2 AT-ATs Yes, they are AT-ATs, not AT-ATs. Otherwise, why would you call an ATST an ATST? Down feet on Jakku. Very cool picture. I try to find these in the Battle of Jakku, but I can't find it because I'm too busy complaining about what's actually going on. But
That's horrible.
yeah, and then that pisses me off. And then we got a beautiful picture of Chewbacca. Damn, Chewie has not aged at all. Chewbacca is, maybe it's Maybelline, maybe it's L'Oreal, maybe he's just found that
Yeah, Chewbacca's
that
looking
sweet
good.
spot. He it almost looks like he has that Lando mustache, which is really funny to look at now if you consider Chewbacca having a mustache, considering he's all hair. But yeah, that's a really cool picture of Chewie. Chewie has not lost a step. And then we got my favorite picture. If you guys don't want to see this, tune out for a minute. I don't know why you wouldn't. It's awesome. But we got a picture of Kylo Ren, Hux, and Captain Phasma in the back. This is actually my Twitter background because I remember seeing this and going, holy crap, that's cool.
I know, that's really
That's
cool.
so cool.
Another, I just would say, my main problem with that picture and the Darth Vader picture, that one picture, my main problem with that one and the Darth Vader one where Kylo Ren's standing, staring at Darth Vader, my only problem with it is that it's one of those wide photos, so I can't set wallpaper.
This one isn't.
Yeah, but it's it wouldn't fit, it's not like a taller one,
Oh yeah, I understand.
I want a poster, kind of where I could put it on my wallpaper, but I can't with that.
I thought you were gonna say I didn't like it because of this. I'm like, how dare you?
No, I love both of those photos. Okay, good. I know I scared you.
I was about to start calling you campy. It's okay. It really didn't do anything for me, but maybe I'm just not the intended audience. That's what campy says. But oh my gosh, at first I thought Hux and Kylo Ren were holding hands. It kind of
it does kind of look like that.
Yeah, which is funny, but yeah, Phasma looks badass in the background.
When I saw this, I'm like, look, it's Vader, Hux, it's Vader, Tarkin, and Boba Fett.
Yeah. I think the Boba Fett reference for Phasma isn't gonna be that good, but it's kind of the best character we can refer.
No, I don't think she's Boba Fett, but I think she's gonna be a Boba Fett kind of character.
Yeah, and then it just looks like Kylo Ren looks so cool. That guy's costume design is awesome.
I know, it's really
all the
good.
costumes in this movie are fantastic. Oh, beautiful, 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 beautiful.
And then the next photo I love too.
Of Han and Leia.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Han's hair looks like it's down. It looks kind of weird.
Nah,
Leia looks cool too. I don't want to read into it that much because there's a bunch of different theories. And guys, if you're listening to this and you're one of those people that say that people are wrong about something that's about a movie you haven't seen, shut up. No one has seen this movie yet that we were talking about it. So if someone has a theory, well, as crazy as it can be, you can disagree with it, but don't say that they're wrong because
seriously, no one's seen this movie.
Yeah, no one's seen it. You are wrong for saying someone.
Not even awards or press or anything has seen this movie.
I've seen one review of it, which
could be or could not be fake.
Yeah,
because that's embargo.
I think it's real, but it
yeah.
was it's hard to find. But okay, and then our next picture is of BB-8 and Poe, and I like this picture because it really gives you a good sense of how big BB-8 is. BB-8's not it's not that sphere of droid. BB-8's a pretty big droid.
It looks like the exact same photo, just in a different place and a different character. It's pretty funny.
Yeah. Yeah, and I don't know. I think it's going to be interesting to see kind of how BB-8 goes from Poe to Rey, back to Poe. Is there going to be people are going to keep wanting to use BB-8, but Poe...
Maybe BB-8's in a love triangle.
Maybe.
We don't know if he's a he or she, so...
Well, he's a droid.
Well, yeah, I'm joking.
And then our next picture we've already seen in trailers and stuff, but I don't know. I always think it's cool to see a picture from a different angle. But it's of Rey and BB-8, and they're looking up in the sky, and what the trailers have believed us to think is that there are a bunch of Imperial transports and TIE fighters in the sky, and that they look up and see it. What'd you say, Josh?
That's what I think they're looking at.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, there's that picture. I don't know if there's anything else we can say into it. And then our next piece of news, Star Wars the video game 1313. There's some news for that. So when asked what would happen with those hundreds or so that's not. Wait, are we talking about 1313 or the TV show?
The 1313.
No, hold on. So when asked about what was happening to the hundreds of Star Wars Underworld scripts sitting on the
Oh wait,
shelf
no, that's a TV series.
Yeah,
and then it's
okay, it's okay. And after, so she cast. Let me start over. So when asked about what was going to happen to those hundreds of Star Wars Underworld scripts sitting on a shelf in Lucasfilm headquarters, and if they were gone for good, here is how Lucasfilm head Kathleen Kennedy responded. No. Interesting enough, that's an area we spent a lot of time reading through the material that he George Lucas developed in something we very much would like to explore. Kennedy even brought up that Star Wars 1313, the game, was also in development at the time that Disney bought Lucasfilm. Here's what she had to say regarding that game and its previously released concept art. Unbelievable. So our attitude is, we don't want to throw any stuff away. It's gold. And it's something we're depending a lot of time into looking at, pouring through, discussing, and we may very well develop those things further. We definitely want to. I don't know if you guys have seen the gameplay for 1313, but it looks really, really cool. And then Star Wars Underworld has hundreds of scripts. It's kind of it's set on Coruscant, I think.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like about the underworld of Star Wars, and
I love that.
I think that'd be really, really cool to explore too. I think that'd be kind of cooler to explore after Episode 6, just because I want more stuff in between that timeline. But something between 3 and 4, even though we've seen a ton of that, something in between 3 and 4, even like 2 and 3 would be really cool.
Yeah, I think 2 and 3 would be better, because I don't really want the Empire let the bounty hunters do their own thing and whatever. I want to see that stuff.
Yeah.
I would think 2 and 3 would be the coolest, because then if you do it like Underworld with the Empire there, then you gotta like have the Emperor's rule because he's Coruscant and everything. I don't know. Just I want it to be set between the prequel era.
Have you seen the gameplay?
No.
13? Oh, it's awesome. You should check it out.
I need to look it up, but
Do
I
you
never.
know what 1313 is?
Not really.
It's like It's like Day 13, Platform 13, or something. Like, do you know Shit, how do I describe this? You know, like in Coruscant, like the giant like pit kind of thing in the ground.
Oh yeah.
It's that. It's like a level in that.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. Yeah, and then one little bit of information. Actually, last night, guys, I went to... My voice is cracked. That's nice. I went to Star Wars night at my local NBA team, the Denver Nuggets. And I'll put a picture in here. And I wore my Chewbacca coat with a jersey all over it. And I took some pictures with some stormtroopers. The 501st was actually there, which is really cool. And it was a great night. We bought seats way up, like in like the decks. And my friend Darren, shout out to you, Darren, was wearing this old, like really old, tight Alex English jersey. Who's like an old player for the Nuggets. And some lady like literally walked up to him and gave him 4 tickets, for like row 14, like by the court. They were phenomenal seats. So we just got seat upgrades for no reason. And like cool. It was a fantastic game. If you guys can check out my Twitter, I tweeted a lot of stuff from it. Unfortunately, they did an interview, the only Star Wars fan who knows anything about the franchise, and me, there, which was pissed me off because I was tweeting the Nuggets. And I'm like, yo, please interview me. I know everything.
Well, were all the people there? Like, the people were like, what was the questions? Like,
name as many Star Wars characters as you can. I'm like, okay. Really? And then it showed Chewbacca without his face, and it was like, name this character. The guy said Yoda.
Oh, I hated that.
The guy said Yoda.
I went to a Marlins game, and it was Star Wars night there too. It's always stupid, like people, and they're like the people. Just their questions were so easy, and like one wasn't even right. And
Really?
it was ridiculous. Like, yeah, they played the Imperial March, and they were like, "Oh, it's no." They played the throne room, the Emperor's throne room, and they were like, "It's the Imperial March." I'm like, "No, it's not." Like, nope, that's
Throne
not the.
Room is cool. I like the Throne Room song.
I'm like, that's not the Imperial March. Like, I was complaining the whole game. I'm like, that's not the Imperial March. These questions aren't right.
Yeah.
I was like, great fact checker, whoever's over there.
They had one job.
Yeah, one friggin' job. Have you ever seen the movies? There's an easy difference.
Agreed. So, that'll end our news segment. Now we're going to go into Star Wars Rebels, Episode 9, Legacy. And it comes back in January. This was sort of the mid-season finale, even though they didn't officially call it that. And some new details were... Oh, wait, sorry. That's next. So, our review of Star Wars Episode 9, Legacy. Star Wars Rebels Episode 9 Legacy. I know you guys can check out, I'll put a link for the video. You guys can check out Josh's review on his channel. I know he gave it a review, very good review, so check him out. And Josh, I'll let you start. What are your thoughts on this episode?
I really liked it.
Me too.
I really liked the episode. I thought the episode was pretty good. I think for, like I said in my review, I said that it was a mid-season, that I'm not sure if this is a mid-season finale. As a mid-season finale, I would have given it a tiny bit lower of a rating, but not by much, because I really, really enjoyed this episode. I thought the ending was perfect. The ending was great. I thought the story was good. There was some comedic parts. I wish there was a little bit more comedic parts, but I mean, it was a kind of seriouser episode, so it kind of fit the tone. But love the stuff with Ezra, like the visions and yeah, that was just all great.
Yeah.
But the best part of the episode was, or my favorite line of the episode was when he, besides like the ending and stuff, favorite line of the episode was when he's going after the Lethal cat, and he's like, he's like, I could track it, and Kanan's like, you're becoming strong in the Force if you could track a Lethal cat, and he's like, it's like, I put a tracker on it, Kanan.
That was funny.
That was just really funny.
Oh shit! There's another Star Wars Force Awakens TV spot. I'm gonna watch it, so bear with me.
Okay.
Sorry, I have to watch everything that's dropped for this.
I like the music.
Hold on. Ooh, that's cool. Oh! Oh shit, that was a really cool scene. Hold on.
What happened?
There's one scene of Kylo Ren just walking down a hall. Oh, that's so cool. God, I'm a nerd. Sorry. That was freaking cool.
I don't want to watch it. We got like 5 days.
I know, but you know how long these damn 5 days are gonna be?
No, like I think today and tomorrow will go by pretty quick, because it's a. I think it'll go by really quick, because I think I've just been, like, school goes by quick for me, weekends go by quick for me, so I think it'll go by. And then I don't have work this whole week, so I think it'll go by very quick.
Wow, you got work off at the exact perfect time.
I know. I was so happy.
Where I worked last time, Safeway, if you're listening, you guys are a horrible company. You should go out of business. But they made me work on Christmas. They made me work everything. Like, I had to work like 30 hours a week. Like, the only not to go on a tangent, but I felt really overqualified for that job too. Like, I think I'm a pretty bright person, and stuff. But like, the people that work at grocery stores that are like 45 years old, it's just sad.
It's very sad.
It's just so sad. Like, they hate their lives.
Oh yeah, everyone's so angry where I work.
Yeah.
They're always like, always in a bad mood.
It's a wretched heart of scum and villainy.
Yeah, exactly.
But going back to Star Wars, guys, my bad. So, our Legacy review. So, Josh, I won't interrupt you this time unless another Star Wars TV spot drops, and then we're gonna go through this again. But so your uninterrupted thoughts on the trailer. On the episode.
Great episode.
Can't speak
Really
today.
great episode.
I stutter.
That's basically it. I already got everything.
Okay.
Great episode.
Yeah, I mean, I remember watching it, and like there was like a bunch of space battles, and there was a lot of action going on. And I went, "That's awesome." Can you kind of give us a brief rundown of what happened? Because I never can remember the show.
Well, it was basically what was going on is that at the Ezra had the vision, and he wanted to
yeah.
he wanted to go to Lethal because he saw the Lethal cat in his vision, and he also saw that one guy in the prisoner, and so. But basically, the space battles were because the Empire were coming after them because Ezra opened his stupid mouth. The last episode, remember when he said what planet they were in?
He was like, "You can go home to our base on Guanawala or whatever."
It was like, what the? It's like, don't say that.
I know. I mean, they had to find out somehow, but yeah.
Yeah, I know, but they could have done it.
It doesn't have to be that much on the cheek, I guess. But I mean, honestly, I had a part in this episode where I got teary-eyed. Like, I don't really cry when I watch. I mean, I'm not trying to say I'm cool or anything, but I don't really cry. I don't really cry when I'm like watching stuff. I get teary-eyed, and brief spoiler. Like, I'm not gonna say what happened, but like the scene where Ezra got like emotional at the end, I got teary-eyed. Like.
Oh yeah, I didn't get teary-eyed, but I like got chills. Like I had that emotional kind of thing.
Yeah, but yeah. I mean, I saw some people's reviews of it, and they were very disappointed in it. And I'm like, well, why? Well, I guess it's probably just because it's sort of like a mid-season finale.
I think this has been a bad problem with a lot of shows. Like. This week has been a very bad week for mid-season finales because the Flash mid-season finale wasn't that good. Arrow's mid-season finale wasn't that good. Well, as a mid-season finale I'm talking about. There were still pretty good episodes, but as a mid-season finale. Rebels wasn't that good. I don't know, just shows weren't that good for some reason this week in terms of mid-season finales.
Mm-hmm.
There's been a problem with this week. I'd say the best mid-season finale is the originals.
What do you mean? Is that a show?
Yeah, it's a CW show. It's a spin-off Vampire Diaries. Don't judge me. I watch those shows.
How
long? They're pretty good shows. Give them a try. But yeah.
Oh my god.
I watch a lot of TV.
Hold on. Oh wait. Okay, never mind. I thought that it just said the Force Awakens soundtrack had leaked, but it didn't. Because I might have listened to it.
I wouldn't.
I don't have that strength to not do anything though. Like that's why, tomorrow morning. So like today's gonna be my last day on Twitter till Friday. And I only went back on because Brian, like I said, I mentioned him earlier, said that Twitter was dead because like people like me left. So I went on. I went back on for a few days. But I'm gonna
don't follow all these Star Wars news stuff. Like I don't follow a lot of people.
I do.
I follow a lot of like celebrities and stuff, but I don't follow like people that. I don't know. It's weird.
Yeah.
But I'll be on.
So what would you give this episode out of 10?
3.5.
Out of 10?
Oh wait, out of 10. Out of 10.
Jeez.
I thought you meant 5. I thought you meant 5 stars. I'm used to saying 5 stars, but out of 10, 7. 7 out of 10. 7.5 something.
7.5.
7.5.
Wow, this has been a very long episode so far, and we're not even done. 53 minutes. 7.5. Yeah, I'll give it an 8 just to one up you. Yeah. Well, I thought it was really cool. I thought, I mean, it didn't really progress the story a lot, but it was still cool to see kind of Ezra, get angry. And that scene with the 5th and 7th, that's just my abbreviated for 5th brother and 7th sister, was really cool too.
Yeah, the 5th brother and 7th sister. That's pretty cool.
Yeah. So we got some news as to what's going to be happening next with Star Wars Rebels. So season 2, sorry. This next episode, arriving sometime in January, will pick up where Kanan, Ezra, Chopper, and Chopper left off with their new ally. Sabine's past as a Mandalorian is explored in greater detail. Several Mandalorians will also appear. Zeb's life as one of the last surviving members of his species, is also explored. Cham Syndulla, who is Hera's father, will appear and will be reunited with her. That's awesome. Ryloth's status quo after the events of Lord of the Sith, great book, will be revealed. Other characters from the Clone Wars will be introduced and or will be included more prominently in the future episodes. Please be Cad Bane.
Hopefully.
Cad Bane's voice is enough. So the Ghost crew as a whole will get, quote, shaken up by the end of the season, but form a stronger bond because of it. I think Sabine's gonna leave.
Yeah, that could probably happen.
And then Ahsoka and Vader will have their long-awaited duel. Hopefully better than Anakin and Obi-Wan's.
I love this. I love that story so much.
What, Ahsoka and Vader?
No, I love just this thing in general, like what they're talking about for the rest of season 2. I love everything they said, like especially Cham. Like Ahsoka and Vader, we could have kind of guessed, and we kind of thought we knew it was going to be here, so not really, doesn't come as a surprise. But the Cham Syndulla being in Rebels, really excited for that because I love Cham Syndulla in Clone Wars and in Lords of Sith. I loved him even more, and I can't wait to see more of him. I hope they visit Ryloth. I think that would be amazing if they would visit Ryloth.
Yeah.
And then the more Clone Wars characters, I'm excited. Put as many Clone Wars characters as you want in it.
Yeah, Josh is what is called a Clone Wars fanboy. Just kidding.
Love Clone Wars. Clone Wars was a great show. I get excited when that's the thing with TV, when I know something's in the same universe, or like just for example, like Flash and Arrow, when they announce Hawkman's going to be in Legends of Tomorrow, I get so excited. I'm like, oh, a new DC character, cool.
Yeah.
Like when they are announcing new characters, like when Martian Manhunter appeared in Supergirl, it was like, oh, cool.
Mhm.
Spoiler.
Oh yeah, I saw that picture. That looked cool.
I know, that was so cool.
Maybe
that's the only reason I didn't quit Supergirl.
Yeah. Okay, and then so moving on to our canon segment. So Star Wars issue 13 review. We have Star Wars Annual #1, which I still haven't read yet. So Josh, don't say anything spoiler about it. Is it good?
Star Wars Annual #1 is very good. Star Wars Annual #1, I gave 5 out of 5 stars. I loved it.
Okay.
I don't know when the #2 is coming out, but what it's about is it's about the working. What?
It's annual, so it's every year, right?
I don't know. I guess then.
Maybe. We're not very smart, so we don't really know.
Yeah, I don't really know what annual means, but...
yeah.
But I think it really follows that one character on the cover, and it follows that one character, and he finds out that the Emperor is going to be on this place, and he's like, I'm gonna go after him, and that's basically what it's about. And it kind of does that Kanan the Last Padawan thing where he's talking to you, where he's talking to you as an audience, saying oh, I'm not a hero. They think I'm hero, but I'm not. Certain things like that. He kind of reminds me of Han Solo. Mm-hmm. I liked him a lot.
And that's annual.
Yeah.
Star Wars Annual. Okay.
Star Wars Annual.
Star Wars issue 13 was good, but the cover was very misleading, in my opinion.
It was very misleading, that cover.
Yeah. If you guys don't know, the cover was Darth Vader trying to grab Princess Leia, but that didn't really happen. That was the last scene in the book, so
yeah,
it was that was just for money, obviously.
Oh yeah, but it was still a good issue. I still liked it.
Yeah, it was really cool. I love seeing Vader and Luke kind of. I don't even know what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
So yeah, anything else about the comics you want to talk about, or? Cause
no, not really.
Almost at an hour already.
Yeah, I mean,
been a good show.
Nothing really about the comics.
Mm-hmm. So, if you guys have followed us, we started this podcast in early September, and I think in October, we started. I came up with this idea of at the end of each show, let's explore a character in The Force Awakens and think about what he or she is gonna do. What led them to The Force Awakens, what they're going to be doing in The Force Awakens, and what their role in the Star Wars universe is going to be from there on out. And we've gone through Han Solo, Captain Phasma, General Hux, Kylo Ren, Finn, Poe, Rey. Wait, I feel like we haven't done all those. But anyways, fault us not. But this week, Josh, I'll let you introduce the character that we are doing.
We're doing Luke. It's the last week before The Force Awakens, so let's do Luke.
Okay, 1 second. I'm gonna play like a really cool like Luke, like intro. Wait, hold on. Sorry, keep talking.
Alright, so, like, Luke is such a great character. We love him from the original trilogy, and I can't wait to see what he does in the sequel trilogy. I can't wait to see him. I don't think he'll be in it for a while, and I feel like this movie will be like the search for Luke, or not like search for Luke, well, kind of search for Luke. But I can't wait to see him, see what he looks like in all his Jedi glory, and find out what happened to him in these last 30 years, I think it is.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I can't wait. It's gonna be great.
Mm-hmm.
Can't wait.
I agree. Okay, I'm gonna play one of my favorite scenes in Star Wars. Hold on.
Take your father's place at my side.
Never. I'll never turn to the dark side. You failed, Your Highness. I am a Jedi, like my father before me.
Now that's my favorite Luke quote. To be honest.
Yeah, it's a
I
great
love
quote.
that. I know. I'm actually in the minority. We're gonna go back to the main topic in a second, but this is my favorite scene in all Star Wars, or my favorite battle. Sorry, because I love the throne room. I love the music. I love Luke. I love Vader. I love the rage. It's my favorite scene, and I love how some people think Luke might go bad. And I had a teacher actually ask me this: is Luke gonna be bad in The Force Awakens? I don't want him to be, and I went, if he was gonna be bad, he would have been bad already, because he had the power to be the ultimate hand in the universe. Had the most power in the whole universe, and let it go. He would have rather died than to join the dark side, and that is shown in those few words. I am a Jedi like my father before me. That is awesome, and Luke Skywalker means so much to all of us. And the fact that he is in Episode 7 is awesome. And, we're not going to see him, like Josh said, we probably won't see him till the last, it's been widely speculated that it's going to be, like, the last, say, I think the last 5 minutes was probably a little short. I say last 15 minutes-ish. We're probably gonna see Luke.
Yeah, I think last 15.
I don't really care as long as we see Luke, as long as they do it correctly,
Yeah, I'm with you. Last 15 minutes. I don't think he'll be like 5 minutes left until we see him.
Yeah, and Luke, let me ask you some questions, Josh. What do you think Luke's been doing for these 30 years?
What he's been doing for these 30 years?
Yeah.
Training Jedis that got slaughtered.
Yeah, I think we've discussed this on our podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah, so do you think he started up like an academy or something?
I think so. I think it was like an academy thing.
Yeah. What I think happened is I think that Luke started like this Jedi Academy on, I don't know, maybe like Takodana, because it seems kind of cool, and it seems like that's where he could be. And I think the Knights of Ren went and wiped them out, all of them, and
yeah,
that's all she wrote. And I think he went into hiding or something, kind of like Yoda did. But yeah, I mean, I think we all, when we heard there was a Journey to the Force Awakens line of novels and comics, we all thought we were gonna get more of that kind of stuff, but we didn't get crap for that. So I think after we see the movie, they're gonna release a lot more stuff that definitely bridges the gap between 6 and 7.
Yeah.
What do you think his ultimate role in this new trilogy is going to be? A lot of people have compared him to Obi-Wan.
Yeah, he's going to be the Obi-Wan character. It'll be like that.
I think he'll be Obi-Wan that can fight more.
Yeah,
He has a
something
better
like that.
sense with a lightsaber. Because
Yeah.
I mean, say what you, everyone loves A New Hope, but that lightsaber battle visually was not very good. Emotionally, it meant a lot. See, and I
Yeah.
always argue that scene is better than any prequel's lightsaber battle because of the weight it has.
Yeah, the
It is
emotion.
better than anything.
I think
All my friends argue me that because they think the prequels are awesome. It pisses me off, but everyone's entitled to their opinion. Like I have a friend, one of my best friends, Bryant. Shout out to Bryant. Thinks Batman vs Superman looks like the worst movie ever, and I have to swallow my words and not say anything because everyone's entitled to their opinion, but his is just wrong.
It is wrong.
Now I'm angry, but yeah. So Luke, what do you guys think Luke is gonna do in this movie? I know there's a lot of. I mean, it's obviously. I mean, I guess not obviously because we haven't seen it yet, but we don't think he's gonna be in the majority of the movie. We think he's just gonna be in the last few scenes or minutes.
Yeah, last few scenes. He'll be around that.
And Josh, are you gonna watch the original trilogy before this movie comes out?
I'm watching it today. Today I am marathoning.
All of them?
No.
Oh
I'm
yeah,
doing,
because your friend's coming over.
Yeah, a few of my friends are coming over. We're doing Revenge of the Sith to Return of Jedi.
All
and
today?
I said if you guys come over, we're not watching the first two prequels, and they said, all right, sure.
That's awesome, man.
They argued me about it, but I'm like, nope. If it's at my house, we're not doing the first two.
Yeah, I don't have any friends who'd want to do that.
So I'm watching all three of them. Yeah, it'll be fun.
Yeah, I'm gonna watch Empire tonight. I'm gonna see if my mom wants to watch that with me.
I mean, I'm pretty sure we'll do all of them. Like that's what our plan is. But
yeah,
yeah,
that's awesome. I love Empire.
Hopefully, we have enough time in the day. I mean, what is Revenge of the Sith, like 2 hours and a half or something like
Yeah,
that?
Revenge of the Sith is long. If you're gonna cut out any, cut out Revenge of the Sith.
Exactly. If we don't do Revenge of the Sith, we'll be done with them. But
I just do that because I mean you and I already watched Revenge of the Sith last week.
No, I didn't watch it yet. I'm still only
you haven't
halfway
watched the
through.
commentary?
I was halfway through the commentary, just never finished it. I got to the Treasury of Darth Plagueis, and I still never finished.
Man, that's the best part.
I finished that scene, and then I just haven't had time to finish it. So it's like sure, I'll watch it if they want it, because I love the lightsaber battles in there.
Did you?
I love them. I love Revenge of the Sith. I think it's the best prequel for sure. It's a fun movie.
Yeah. Okay, so that'll wrap up the show. Oh wait, there's more. Star Wars: The Force Awakens comes out in 5 days, everybody. Now, for me, I'm 17. I was 7 when Revenge of the Sith came out, but I don't really remember it. And some of my first memories watching movies, I remember sitting in my parents' room with those VHS tapes. Yes, VHS tapes. Watching all the Star Wars 1 through 6. And I remember, I love Star Wars just because I really associated myself with Anakin because I was kind of a mad little kid, and I really thought I was a lot like Anakin, a lot like Luke. And I remember, I think my second earliest memory is sitting in my mom's room watching Attack of the Clones, and she going, that guy's Darth Vader, right? And I cried. I didn't know that. I'd never put it together. And I'm like, no.
Spoilers.
Yeah, I'm like, damn it.
I'd be like, what the hell?
Yeah.
That would have been my first curse word.
Yeah. But that aside, Mom showed me Star Wars, so can't get too mad at her. But yeah. Star Wars means so much to me. I loved Star Wars when I was a kid. I had Star Wars Transformers, which were freaking awesome when they came out.
That's awesome.
I had Grievous. And I had so many toys. I had Star Wars cards. I had everything. I loved Star Wars. And I loved the prequels. I loved them when I was a kid. I loved them. I mean, I just did. And then I grew up. I still really, really like Revenge of the Sith, even though I do think it has a lot of flaws. But I still really love Revenge of the Sith. Other two, not so much. But the fact that we're getting a Star Wars movie in 5 days, after we have waited 10 years, is something beautiful. And I really got back into Star Wars from Timothy Zahn. I read his novels, Heir to the Empire. What are they called?
Yeah, Heir to the Empire
and Empire of the Thrawn trilogy. And those got me so invested in Star Wars again. And then I started reading every book I could. And then Disney bought Star Wars, and I didn't realize that the books aren't canon, so I kept reading them. And then, the Force Awakens teaser came out, and then I got so invested. And I started my own podcast with Josh, and I do my own YouTube channel now, and, I'm on Twitter, very active on Twitter, and just the fact that Star Wars has done so much for me, and the fact that I get to sit in the theater and watch it for the first time with everyone else is something that I can't wait to experience. And that's just something awesome. All right, so that's my thought, Josh. I'll let you go.
Well, my earliest memory, the first thing I could actually ever remember is watching Star Wars with my dad. My dad showing me Star Wars for the first time. I don't think they were VHS. I think they were the DVDs, but I'm not 100% sure they could have been VHS. I know we did have VHSs, but I'm pretty sure they were DVDs. And so he showed me those for the first time. I still remember my reaction when Darth Vader comes out for the first time. Well,
he came out?
No, that one. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
In New Hope, I still remember my reaction. Just like I was like, who is that? Like, I was like amazed. Like, I couldn't wait. And then I still remember going with my dad to Walmart and buying Attack of the Clones on DVD. I still remember that. And then one of my earliest memory in a movie theater is watching Revenge of the Sith with my grandma. When I have a story with that, my parents weren't, because it was PG-13. It was the first Star Wars movie, PG-13, and I was about 5. My parents said they went on vacation. They were like, I don't know if you should see the movie. It might be too inappropriate. And my grandma's like, I don't care.
Oh,
he's going to see Star Wars. And so my grandma took me to go see Star Wars, Revenge of the Sith for the first time, and I mean that's my earliest movie theater memory. And I still remember, and I still go to that theater that I saw Revenge of the Sith in, and I remember that almost every time I go. I still remember that, and I love that was just great. And those really Star Wars is such an amazing thing, and it's really like my first ever memories in 2 big places. Like, movies are a lot of my life. I love movies.
Yeah.
And my first memories is something with Star Wars. My first memory seeing stuff is Star Wars. And it's like, I feel like that's for a lot of people is their first memory seeing Star Wars. And I still remember I had so many Star Wars toys. I don't know where those are now. I have no idea what happened to those, but I had tons of them. I remember when I was like 7, I was supposed to go trick or treating, but it was like raining outside, and I was all pissed that I couldn't go trick or treating. And my dad's like, "Here, I'll take you to Target. I'll buy you some Star Wars toys." I'm like, I got happy.
Parents of the year.
And I was instantly happy, and I bought like a few characters. I know I bought an Obi-Wan. I bought the Return of Jedi Luke Skywalker. Yeah, so. That was cool. And just Star Wars has taken over a lot of my life. I love Star Wars. I never read. I hate reading, but I've read Star Wars books.
Yep.
I've read the canon books. The comics I've gone into. I've never been like a huge comic person, but with Star Wars I have.
Yeah.
And just what it means. Like, I still remember the first time when I found out what The Force Awakens was happening. I found out because of the Schmoes. They did a video, and then I remember my friend calling me right after I watched their video. I still remember that, and just a lead up. I didn't think it would ever happen. I really didn't. Even though it was announced, I thought this wasn't real. I didn't think it was real. I didn't think it was ever going to happen. And then when they hired JJ and they started casting people, I was like, oh my god, this actually is going to happen. Like a surreal kind of thing. And now here we are 5 days away. And it's crazy. Like when I said this, I think earlier on the podcast, like when it really hit me when we were 10 days away is when it hit me. Like 5 days ago is really when it hit me that we were 10 days away. And I was talking to someone in my class, and she's not a huge Star Wars fan, and she was just like, I remember when you said 50 days when earlier this year. I remember the first time you said 50 days, and she's like, it's crazy. We're only 5 days, we're only 6 days away because this was yesterday, and so, I mean, it's just insane how close we are. I'm so excited. Can't wait. It means a lot that it's coming out. For a lot of people, it means a lot.
I agree. So this is our last podcast to see the movie.
I know, that's crazy.
That gives me chills. Now, actually, I would like to give a shout out to a few people. I'd like to shout out the people at Collider. I know they're not listening to this, but Christian Harloff is like honestly the ultimate role model for a kid who loves Star Wars and who loves talking about it. Because Christian Harloff is a guy who, I mean, he's a cool guy, obviously, but he doesn't let his Star Wars fandom hold him back at all. Like, he embraces it, and Christian has basically like showed me that, look, it's okay to like completely geek out. I have a job for doing that, and people don't look at me like I'm this weird nerd. It's awesome, and Chris, like, I probably wouldn't be doing these podcasts if it wasn't for Christian Harloff. So I really like to give a shout out to Christian. Christian, you're awesome, man. John Campia has done a lot too. I really like John. He can be negative at times, but John's still awesome. John has been great for Collider. Great. I mean, those guys have been really a great way to enjoy the process of leading into The Force Awakens, the real journey to The Force Awakens. And that's something awesome. And then, Mark Ellis, I don't know why I thought of his name. I watch you every day, Mark. Creepy. But Mark has been awesome. Mark is so funny. I love Mark. Star Wars Underworld podcast. I love that show. I'm going to watch it today when I drive. I have a wild drive because I'm going to my grandparents' house today. But I love Star Wars Underworld podcast. Far, Far Away sucks now because Mark Riley's on it. But
Mark Riley's awesome. I'm giving him the shout out. I love Mark Riley. And Ken Knapsack is awesome too.
Mark Riley complains
Mark Riley's awesome.
Mark Riley complains about everything. He would complain about breathing.
Nah,
anyways,
he doesn't complain that much.
Let's not talk about negatives. But
he's awesome on shows.
I like to think, Tanner's been great. All Tanner's friends. Brian's cool. I feel like I just won an award. But just everyone who has made this real journey to The Force Awakens, thank you guys. And next week, I know my friend Dean's gonna be on. He's from Australia. Shout out to Dean. He does vlogs. Should check him out. I'll put a link to his videos in too. But yeah, I mean, unless you got to say anything else, Josh. Next time you guys hear our voices, it'll be after we see The Force Awakens.
Yeah, we're gonna be changed people next week.
Yeah, I'm gonna change my name to Caitlin. JK.
I can't wait. I'm so excited. I want to meet everyone, like the Collider crew. Like, I know they're thinking about doing like a tour kind of, or no, Schmoes are doing your tour.
No, cool. Yeah. Honestly, like, it's weird because like we're like, they're such a part of our lives. It's like they're our friends.
Yeah, like, it feels like that's what's so great about them. They make us feel like we're there with them and we're, like, friends with them. Like, 'cause I can tell you almost everything, like, about the Schmoes, like, about how they started and everything, because I've been, like, a Schmoes fan for, like, 5 years. No, it's been, like, five and a half years now since I've been a Schmoes fan. So I can tell you, like, almost everything about their podcast. I love them, and I wish I want to meet them. My friend's been lucky enough to meet them twice. Mark Ellis twice. Lucky.
Yeah,
because he met him at an airport. He ran into him at an airport in Pennsylvania.
Really?
Lucky son of a bitch.
I mean, they do such a great job of making us feel like we're there with him. That's why that Harrison Ford interview made us. I'm sure, at least for me, I was smiling as much as Christian was interviewing Harrison, because I felt like my friend, even though he's not. It's kind of weird. Like, I felt like I was interviewing Harrison Ford too, because like I've been like such a part of all this too. Like, I watch everything, so that was such an amazing experience to feel like imagine it's sort of like if you interviewed Harrison Ford. Like, it's like,
I know, right?
But if you guys are still listening now, thank you. This is a pretty long podcast, but I mean, a lot of stuff happening. It's an awesome time to be a Star Wars fan. So unless Josh wants to say anything else, I think we're gonna sign off.
No, that's it. Yeah.
Okay.
Can't wait.
Well, if you guys have any suggestions for the podcast, please leave us a comment down below. You can follow us on Twitter at Force Talk Pod. My name is Trey Mitchell. You can follow me on Twitter at the Traynator. Josh.
You guys can follow me you guys could subscribe me on YouTube at Grandma of Josh.
And I'll put links for all this.
Yeah, and then Twitter at Joshua7520.
Yeah. And I think that'll do it. So, may the Force be with you always, and there has been an awakening. Have you felt it?